Morning, everyone. Rick Spiker here. Anyway, I've gotten a couple emails on this specific image here, the My Girls image, and as the technique on how I got to this particular effect and look. So I'm basically just going to run through and do a quick video tutorial. It's going to write something up, and figured, well, why not just do a video tutorial? Very compressed time one. Anyway, let's go ahead and go with it. Alright, so this here is just like a nice pencil drawing, and I'm just taking a look at it. This is what I use to sort of get the idea of how to create the My Girls image, and I saw a couple different things. One are the harder lines, which represent certain details and things that the artist wanted to pop out. For example, the eyes, the lips, the hair, hand position. And then the second portion of it, which really gives everything depth, is the smudge and the blur. So that's basically what I tried to reproduce. And while I've seen all sorts of different types of pencil drawings, they're all slightly different and really hard to duplicate, so I went with my own style. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly open up an image that I took of myself this morning, derpy image of Mr. Spiker, and I'm just going to go ahead and just crop it out, and then I'm going to pop out the background. I'm just going to go fly through this, and hopefully you know about layers, layer blending, and some of the basic filters that Photoshop has. I'm going to go ahead and create multiple layers of this image here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to think about it quickly how this is all going to work out. So I'm going to create two different layers. First one's going to be the outer edge layers or lines of the image that's going to represent the heavy detail, and then the other stuff that's going to be the softer detail. Alright, so for the lines, what I'd like to do is wash this this layer out and remove all color, and then really make the colors pop out by subduing all of the lighter colors. So first I'm going to do is an image brightness contrast. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an ink outlines filter. And then this layer here is going to serve, so far it looks like it's going to serve as more of the detailed stuff. So I'm going to did it kind of in reverse. Alright, so I'm pretty happy with this here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this layer and shove it down and end up with this guy here. I'm going to do the same thing, desaturate it, image adjustments, and the next plugin I'm looking for is the poster edges. And this here is going to give us our more heavy stuff, and that's what I'm going to play around with here. Until I'm more or less happy with what we have. So this looks pretty good. Some of this detail here, these grainy blotches I'll be removing later on. So let's just go ahead and go with that. I'm not going to worry too much about this lower area. This looks fine. Got the nice crosshatch that blended through from the fabric of the shirt, and the vests look pretty good. So I'm just going to go ahead and focus here on the face. Until I get what I'd like, and this looks pretty good. And as you can see, as I switch the blending on the layers, you get different effects. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with this one. Alright, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to merge these two, and this is going to be the pencil drawing that I'd want to use as a base. And I'll keep this guy separate from the rest of the image, just to have a nice foundation to always come back to. I'm going to create a new image, 1800 by 1300, pretty decent aspect ratio for Flickr. Main background, I'm just going to darken it up a little bit. Alright, next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create some of the other flourish and brush strokes that we saw in that first image. And I'm just going to be really ad hoc about it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a two-tone sort of color, and I'm going to create like I'm going to go with a dark red, and I'm going to go with a dark gray. And for each of these I'm going to create different layers and use different brush strokes. Alright. Next I'm going to do is I'm going to create one layer, and I'm going to drop that in the front, and that's going to be the front layer, and it's going to contain these brush strokes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do smaller brush strokes, and what I'm going to try to do is to try to follow the form of the body. I'm just going to create a couple of these randomly. I'm just going to take them, combine them, and then I'm going to take and mix, so we can get that same sort of effect that we did here. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the eraser tool. I'm going to switch the brush on that, and I'm going to go ahead and use these same brush strokes. And what this will do is just create that effect of it not being completely finished. Alright, and then finally I just blended the actual image there to give me this different sort of look. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this layer, the one with the ricks on it, and I'm going to lock the transparency. And what I'm going to do is just apply a brush over that, and I'm going to create a third color that's going to be a highlight color. I'll select overlay, and I'm going to take down the opacity down to like about 10. Just to bring out some of that detail. Alright, so at this point, looks pretty good, and I'm pretty happy with it, so I'm going to just duplicate it. I'm going to layer flatten image. One of the big tools that I use professionally for images and other miscellaneous stuff is the Alien Skin tool set. This exposure 4 helps out with many different things. So I'm just going to go ahead and use a bleach bypass. Not really necessary, but for me it just adds that little last punch to the image. So there we go. There's line drawing. Hope you find this helpful, and you have a good one. Bye.